This Super Nintendo is worth $50. This Super Nintendo is worth $150. Why? Because this Super Nintendo is called the One Chip, but unfortunately it's broken, so let's get it apart and see what needs to be fixed. I actually bought this on eBay for $65, and the photos show that it's in okay shape on the outside, but the inside is what I'm a little worried about. That is the game slot right there. And looks like somebody took the plastic part of the game slot off, so all that's left are some of the pins. It is the One Chip 03 motherboard though, so that's good. Also in the description, the seller says some slightly bent pins, we'll see about that, and possible a trace broken by the pins. Unsure if there are more flaws. That means there's more flaws. Console currently does not work, unsure if it can be fixed. All right, so let's get this thing opened up and see how bad it is on the inside. I was about to take it apart, but I was kind of inspecting the shell on this. It's got like a crack there, another crack there, pretty dirty there. So I think what I might do is replace this top shell with a good one, assuming we can get this one fixed. So now I'll get it apart and see if we can actually fix this one. So with those screws out, we should be able to open this up and see the inside. And it looks to me like evidence of bugs inside this thing. That is not great. Okay, and yeah, we've got a game slot here that's got a bunch of pins, but the plastic part is not there. So I'm gonna get this apart more. We need to get down to just the board so we can inspect all these pins and make sure they're all soldered onto the board still. So this is actually, I think, the first Super Nintendo I've ever taken apart. So this is actually sort of new to me. So let's finish getting it apart so we can inspect this thing a little better. Get this ribbon cable off. Oh, and this whole piece comes off as well. A big old hair in there. And we can get this plate off. Now we should be able to get this board out and have a closer look at those pins. Now we do indeed have the One Chip 03 board here, and there's two pins, this one right here and this one right here, that have a piece broken off, so we definitely need to replace those. And looking at the rest of these, I don't see any more that look like they need to be replaced necessarily. Some of them are kind of a little bent and stuff, but I think all of that is going to be fine. I think we can rebend those and make them work just fine. So I think what I'll do is try and get these things all rebent correctly, and then once that's done, then we'll replace these two. So I'm going to use a metal dental pick and a pair of tweezers and just try and go through each one of these pins and just kind of rebend them to where they need to be. This one, the pins are kind of bent so they're too close together and they're overlapping each other. So what we need to do is actually bend those out a little bit and get my thinner dental pick here. Those things are pretty stiff. They don't really like to bend, which is good, I guess. There we go. I got it. Okay, that one's looking pretty good now. Can already tell this is going to be kind of a long process. There we go. That one's looking pretty good. Gotta do the same thing over here. Okay, that one's looking better. Better. They're actually bending back pretty easily overall, so I think what I need to do now, and before I replace those two pins over there, I want to get this other Super Nintendo taken apart so we can get the black piece that goes on this and put it over it and just make sure that all these pins, all these other pins other than these two, are going to work. So this Super Nintendo is what we're going to use as the donor. I might actually just use this whole shell. This one has a blue screen, so it doesn't actually work. Now, I do also want to take a minute to shout out our other channel, Restorish. Robert over on the Restorish channel actually cleaned this, and that's why it looks so good. This shell is just so nice and clean. So I think what we'll do when we're done fixing this board is put this board inside of this shell. Also, if you enjoy watching things get cleaned and restored, I think you'll really like the Restorish channel. I'm going to put a link to that at the end of this video, so you can go over there and check it out. I already have the screws out of this, so let's take the top cover off. There we go. Yeah, you can see just how clean this is inside. This is essentially in almost perfect condition inside. Unfortunately, the board and some of the metal has a little bit of rust on it. That's pretty tough to get off, but this is what we need right here. So that's the piece that we're going to try and remove and then see if we can install it onto this board. So I'm a little worried that this board might not actually fit in here. This board has this whole piece on here, which can come off, plugs in right there. I don't even know what that is. And then, I don't know, I don't know if the rest of that board will fit in here. Let's see if it looks like it will. So this goes about right here. Ah, it's hitting on that. The other bottom shell has a low post right there, and this one has a high post. Just kind of looking at it, that's the only difference I can see, but there might be something else too. It looks like everything else will work fine, so hopefully it will. What we really need to check though is if this slot can go on here. So I have the screws out already. Oh wow, okay, that's totally different. So there's like a header with those pins in it on this one, and then this slides down over that. Okay, that's totally different than this over here, but this looks way better. I think this would work a lot better than this. I don't know if that's something that's like replaceable though. Like I don't know if we can swap this onto here. I mean, it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pins here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this whole long line of pins and then another 4. So it looks like everything would work fine. I just don't know for sure though. Let's check the bottom side. It looks like that could work really well because we got these locating pins for that plastic piece, and those would go right in here. I would really hate to do all this work if those aren't swappable, but it looks like they are. So I think next what we're going to do is remove all of these pins and then swap in this connector right here. Now, as far as I can tell, this connector will work fine over here, but I think just to make sure, I'm going to desolder this connector from the board and then match it up over here just to make sure it'll match and actually work here. Now, since I have so many of these to desolder, I'm going to use my Hako 808 desoldering pump. Now I'll just make it go a lot faster. Of course, we first need to flux it up. It'll help all this solder flow. All right, now we'll just go on here and line up. There's a hole right in the tip of this, so I'm going to line up the hole over the pin. Okay, so with those desoldered, there we go, we got that whole piece out. I'm gonna make sure that these will all match. That actually looks like it'll match up perfectly. So, just double check. Yep, and the locating pins will even go in there. Yeah, so I'm gonna remove all of these pins, get these pushed down in there, and then solder all these pins on, and then we should have a much more improved game slot. So I'm going to use this same method. I'm going to use my desoldering pump to just go through and desolder all of these. I'm not going to show that on camera just because that's going to get kind of boring, but I'll come back once it's done and then we'll get this new slot soldered on. Okay, all of those are desoldered and there's all the pins that I removed. Now, oh, I better clean this board up here. It's like the only time to clean this thoroughly is when that connector is removed, so we might as well get it clean right now. Okay, with all of that clean, let's see if this thing will fit on here. Oh, it so does. No problem. Look at that, that fits on there so good. And then with that on there, this will fit right here. That looks right. Okay, I think we're good. Now we just need to go through and solder on all of these pins. The first few I solder on, I'm going to put some pressure up using my hand underneath, up on the connector just to make sure that these are soldered down nice and solidly. I'm going to go through and put a little more flux on these just to make sure we have flux on the pins and the board also. All right, so load up my iron and then I will push up from the bottom and put some solder on a couple of those pins. And then the same thing on the other side. There we go. Now we can just go through and solder these on. So we got it pretty clean. I'm just going through with my toothbrush and some IPA and cleaning it even better. I think we have pretty solid joints on this connector, so I think we're good, but I'm gonna clean it a little bit better and then go through and have a look. Just make sure it's really nice and clean. Okay, and here we are having a look at the solder joints. These, to me, all look really good. I don't see any that have problems. So I think we are good to go. So I thought I should look at these traces since the seller in the listing did say that he thought there might be some problems with the traces. So this right here is all fine. That's all part of one big trace. So there is a connection from here over to here. So that's fine. This one is also fine. There's still a connection there, even though there's a gouge there. This one looks probably fine as well. That one is definitely not fine. So we need to connect a trace wire from here over to here. And what else do we have? That one is also not fine. So we need a trace wire from here over to here. Any more? Those look good. These all look fine on this side. Okay, so we got some work to do here. So to fix these, what I'm going to be using is some enameled wire. And I will just come in with the wire, burn off the end of it, and connect it to one side of the circuit. And then I will burn off another end of it and connect it to the other side. So first we need to, actually, you know what? I'm going to grind off some more of this trace here, so we can connect it up here. How's that look? That's better. Might do the same thing over here as well. The problem is if you connect one side here and then solder this side on, when you're soldering this side on, this side can come disconnected because the wire is so short it doesn't have very much, it can't soak up very much heat, what I'm trying to say. So I'm actually gonna make, grind off part of this right here. Then we'll use that to solder on so we can use a longer piece of wire. So we'll come in with some flux. Get some flux right here and here. There we go. And then same thing over here. Some flux there and there. All right, so just come through here. There we go. And down here, same thing. There we go. And then over here. There we go. And there we go. Okay, now we can add the wire. So I didn't actually get footage of me replacing these wires, but this is what I did. I placed one end over here for this one, and then the same thing over on this wire right here. Soldered one end over here and one end here. So now that those are placed, I'm going to put some conformal coating on them, and then once that dries, that will help stabilize them. And then we'll get this thing all back together and see if it works. So before this is going to fit in this board, we need to take care of this post right here. So I'm just going to actually use some pliers, see if we can just break it off. Okay, that's what we needed. Now, let's see if this thing fits in here. Yes, yes it does. Fits in there perfectly. Okay, great news. Now hopefully everything fits on here how it should. I'm going to start by putting some screws in and let's just see if it all fits how it should. We need to see if this metal plate will fit on. Okay, but we need to put that piece over it first. This part right here. It is kind of dirty though. Let's give that a bit of a cleaning. And then we'll come through my toothbrush and some isopropyl alcohol. Just clean that off nicely in there. Now I think this should just slide over here. I don't think there's any specific way it needs to go. That looks good. Holes are lined up. So this bigger metal plate hits right here. So we actually need to use this metal plate that was made for this board. So that's just going to go on like that. Yeah, there we go. It's just going to go on like that. Now with those on there, we need to get this pin in here. And that needs to go right there. Good and good. And then this needs to come back here and slot in right there. Okay, there we go. Now the power switch. Okay, here we go. Is it gonna fit? Good so far. I think it does. Okay, good so far. I think we're good. So I'm gonna get the screws in the bottom of this, and then we'll get it plugged in and see if all that work is worth it. Okay, got it all plugged in. Let's put in our Zelda Link to the Past game, power it on, and see what happens. Oh, Nintendo logo, and look at that. Yes! So this one is totally working with an amazing picture. That was definitely a lot of work, but totally worth it to save this Super Nintendo 1 chip. If you like watching old retro consoles come back to life, I'm gonna put up a link to our other channel, Restores, where Robert also brings them back to life by cleaning them. Thanks so much for watching today, and I hope you have a good one.